highlighting it and I already have the dye bulb. This is the fixed side, what it looked like they go down.
So how we doing today now? Stephen Leslie and Liz and John. And then I was playing my wins. One, 205. One away. I know. If I want to make it, I'm happy for you. I'm good. Yeah. You are I had a message from somebody down the box that they saw the English is very good. She wasn't going to be home, so then after her home, she said, "Fine, I'll just turn it over for the home." Probably it's not. Those are the days when she was at few seconds, so she was ready to go. So I just stayed with her, so it's she go over the place. Matter of fact, it's her and Julie was running the joke and she was in there. Basically, us. I was kidding around with Julie. She was they had their last exchange, so I was there. It's fun.
Good job, Mr. How are you?
Fine. I know.
I'm great. Good to see you. You have a good week? Good.
You're gonna play too? Awesome. Good Shabbos, how are you?
Just look at patients. Sit and watch a movie.
Yeah, I'm listening. You can't talk to much. Why can't you do this for you?
My sheets. It's the Bryans.
And the crew.
Yeah.
Awesome. I hope. Leave my cats work.
I think you're on. Neighbors, kids.
All good? Go ahead, Louis. Didn't have to, they didn't even have to freeze it or anything.
Did you ever try? No, I said it's about, it's in Springdale, South 62 South.
You want to
I suggested.
Okay.
What's the name of the engineer?
Have to be careful. So we can't do anything without our person also knowing, because we don't want to have two people looking around.
Like last year, I said to me,
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. This is a wonderful holiday weekend. And of course, on the holiday weekend, we only have services on Friday night. Just want to make sure that everybody knows that nobody accidentally comes tomorrow morning. Otherwise, you will be davening, praying by yourself. Outside. But there's a lovely bench. You can sit between the Ark and the Ner Tamid. It could be a great experience. Yeah. Hopefully no snow. Very good. Jordan, would you come and light our Shabbat candles? The blessing for lighting Shabbat candles and welcoming Shabbat can be found on page 2.
O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Bless all who enter the sanctuary in need, all who bring the offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love. Share Kishanu from Mitzvot Tav, Kitzivanu, Lahabli, Meir Shal Shabbat. Amen.
Jordan was very concerned to get the right blessing. I have to tell you, I had a colleague who went to his congregation. We were just ordained, and he went to the congregation, and instead of saying the blessing for wine or I forgot whatever it was, he came out with the blessing for hanging the mezuzah. You know, we have blessings for pretty much everything. And of course, you know, they all are it's sort of like Lego, right? You have the pieces that all we build together, and then you end with whatever the commandment might be. So whether it's lighting the Shabbat candles or hanging the mezuzah or whatever the mitzvah is, that's the blessing. So don't worry about it. We turn together to page 10 as we begin to welcome Shabbat and leave the complications and the difficulties of the week behind us and begin to enter into these moments of quiet and joy and contemplation. And so we'll begin with Hine Matov, how great it is for us to be together.
הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבת אחים גם יחד
הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד.
And on page 12, we join in Lechuna Ranana. Come, let us sing joyously to God. Raise a shout for our rock and deliverer.
Lechuneranina, 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 Adonai. Lechuneranina, 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 Adonai. Nadia, Nadia, Nitsuri, Shenu, Nekadma, Babetoda. Nadia, Nadia, Nitsuri, Shenu, Nisiro, Nairazo. Lechuneranina, 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 Adonai. Lechuneranina, 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 Adonai.
Turning to page 20, we join in Lechadodi, that mystic poem in which we once again reenact the marriage between God and the people of Israel, and we welcome our Shabbat bride.
Lechadodi ligrat kala yalalai 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lechadodi ligrat kala yalalai 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor bezamor b'rimor echad, Hishmianu Eloham Yuchad, Adonai echad, Ushmo echad, B'shem Tiferet B'li Tchilah. Lechadodi ligrat kala yalalai 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Mikrat Shabbat lechun ben elcha ki bekor haberacha. Merosh miketef netzucha, sof ma'aseh b'machshava tchila. Lechadodi ligrat kala yalalai 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shalom ateret bala, gam besimcha ubetzola, toch emunei am segula, bo'ichala, bo'ichala. Lechadodi ligrat kala yalalai 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela.
Please be seated as we turn together to page 22 and join in Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbat, a song for Shabbat.
Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbat, Tov lechodot Adonai, Uzamer l'shimcha elyon, Uzamer l'shimcha elyon. Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbat, Tov lechodot Adonai, Uzamer l'shimcha elyon, Uzamer l'shimcha elyon. Lehagid Baboker chazdecha, באמונתך בלילות, עלי יצור בלינבל, עלי היגיון מכינות. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב לכבודות אדוני. ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון.
And on page 24, we join in Shalom Aleichem, those words of welcome and those words of asking and praying for peace and wholeness. And so when two Jews meet, they say to each other, Shalom Aleichem, peace be on you. And they respond with Aleichem, Shalom on you, may there be peace. A profound greeting and so important as we deal with the difficult events of the last couple days. And so get up and say hello to somebody. Wish them Shalom Aleichem, peace on you and on you, peace.
Shalom.
I don't remember all the names. I will, yes. Hi, Oliver. I met you. Hi. Bobby.
And as we return to our seats, we join together.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaShabrit, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bochem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi melech, Malachei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi melech, Malachei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Zeichem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi melech, Malachei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
We turn together to page 26 as we rise for Chatzi Kaddish.
Yitkadav, Yitkadav, Shmei Rabbah.
Amen.
Ve'amadi v'rachirutei ve'amlich malchutei v'chayechon uvyomechon u'chayedecho Beit Yisrael Bagala ubizman karif bimaru amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam. ויתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי קודשה לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, Namiran Be'alma, Bimaru, Amen.
And we continue with Baruch Hu and remain standing as we turn to page 28.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMavorach.
Baruch
Adonai HaMavorach, Le'olam Va'ed.
Please be seated as we continue together with Ma'ariv Aravim at the top of page 30. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro Ma'ariv Aravim b'chokhmah poteach sha'arim uvitvuna mishane itim umachalif et hazmanim umisader et hakochavim b'mishmerotehem b'rakia kirtzono borei yom v'layla Golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or. Uma'avir yom u'mevi laila, umavdil ben yom u'vein laila. Adonai tziva'ot shemo. El chai v'kayam, tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'ma'ariv aravim. Page 33. As you taught Torah to those names who I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amecha ahavta, Amcha ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadeta, Al Kain Adonai Eloheinu b'shachbenu, U'kumeinu nasiach bechukecha, V'nizmach b'divrei Toratecha, U'v'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed. Yihem chayenu, Ve'orech yameinu, Uvahem negei yomam v'layla, Negei yomam v'layla, Ve'ahavatcha al tasir, Mimenu le'olamim, Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
We turn together to page 34 as we rise for Shema.
Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai.
Please be seated as we continue on page 36 with Va'ahavta. If Shema is focusing on the idea of God is one and singular and unified, then Va'ahavta is the roadmap by which we relate to God, the ways that we think about God or are instructed to think about God when we lie down, when we rise up, and when we continue along the path of our daily journeys. All of these times we are impacted by God's messages to us. And so we remind ourselves in our services that God is present in our lives, not only when we're here in a prayer setting, but as we continue the normal events of our day.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'eleh asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha vishinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha u'vlechtecha b'derech u'shachbecha u'v'kumecha u'kshartam leot al yadecha ve'hayu letotafot bein einecha u'ktavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'bisharecha leman tizkeru ve'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'yitem kedoshim le'Elohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti echem me'eretz Mitzrayim v'hiot lachem l'Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem.
Adonai Elohechem Emet. Page 39. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth. The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love. From bondage in Egypt, we were delivered. At Sinai, we bound ourselves to your way. Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces. Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed. Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea. And we continue with our song of freedom, Mi Chamocha, page 40.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot,
Page 43. Let's join together at the very top of the page. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom. V'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Amen.
Page 45. We are a people in whom the past endures, in whom the present is inconceivable without moments gone by. The Exodus lasted a moment enduring forever. What happened once upon a time happens all the time. And we join as we thank God for Shabbat and the opportunities that we have to be together, and with Vishamru, top of page 44.
Nishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, le'dorotam berit olam. Nishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, le'dorotam berit olam. Beni Yisrael, oti le'olam, oti le'olam. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, le'dorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et ha-shamayim ve'et ha'aretz, veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, le'dorotam berit olam. Ubayom hashvi'i Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, le'dorotam berit olam.
Page 47. Pray as if everything depended on God, and act as if everything depended on you. As prayer invites God's presence to suffuse our spirits, God's will to prevail in our lives. Prayer may not bring water to parched fields, nor mend a broken bridge, nor rebuild a ruined city. But prayer can water an arid soul, mend a broken heart, rebuild a weakened will. We rise together as we turn to the Amidah, the central part of our service, and we say together, Adonai sifatai tiftach, ufi agit tehilatecha. Adonai, open our lips, that our mouths may declare your praise.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov. Hagadol, Hagibor, Vahanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vikonei Hakol, Vizocher Chasdei Avot V'imahot, Umepigula Lifnei V'neihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Be'ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechaye HaKol Atah Rav Hoshia, Morid Hatah, Mechakel Chaim Bechesed, Mechaye HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim V'Rofei Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishem Ne'avar, Michamocha B'Keburot, Umidomelach, Melech Mevit Umechaye, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman Atal HaChayot HaKol, Baruch Atah Adonai, Mechaye HaKol. Atah Kadosh V'Shimcha Kadosh, Kedoshim B'chol Yom Yahalu Chaselah, Baruch Atah Adonai, HaKadosh.
Please be seated. Let's continue together, top of page 53. Days pass and the years vanish, and we walk sightless among miracles. God, fill our eyes with seeing and our minds with knowing. Let there be moments when your presence, like lightning, illumines the darkness in which we walk. Help us to see wherever we gaze that the bush burns unconsumed, and we, clay touched by God, will reach out for holiness and exclaim in wonder, how filled with awe is this place, and we did not know it. Baruch Atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. Page 55. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day together. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch Atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. Page 57. Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu ba'amcha Yisrael. Ever-present one, may we, your people Israel, be worthy in our deeds and our prayer. Wherever we live, wherever we seek you, in this land, in Zion restored, in all lands, you are our God, whom alone we serve in reverence. Baruch Atah Adonai, she'otcha levadcha b'yirah na'avod. Page 59. Modim anachnu lach, God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us, so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth, which day by day sustains us. For all these and more, we offer thanks. Baruch Atah Adonai, Hatov Shimcha Ulecha Na'eh Lehodot. Page 61. Let's join together in our prayer for peace. Grant us peace, your most precious gift, O eternal source of peace, and give us the will to proclaim its message to all the peoples of the earth. Bless our country as a safeguard of peace, its advocate among the nations. May contentment reign within our borders, health and happiness within our homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship and fellowship among all the inhabitants of every land. Plant virtue in every soul, and may the love of your name hallow every home and every heart. Praised are you, Eternal One, who blesses our people with peace. Baruch atah Adonai, hamevarech et amo Yisrael, bashalom.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amecha Tasim Leolam Ki Atahu Melech Adon Lecha Shalom V'tov beinecha levarech et amcha Yisrael b'chol letuvcha bishlomecha Baruch atah Adonai Oseh HaShalom.
We take a few moments for silent prayer.
Yehiyu leratzon imreini Yom livni lefanecha Adonai Tzuri Egoni Egoni.
We turn together to page 253. And we think of all those in our lives, our friends and family, our community members, people we know close and hold close in our hearts, and perhaps people we don't even know, but who need that blessing, that energy of healing. And in our congregation, we especially mention Ross McCullough, Jan Mandel, Barbara Shapira, Marcia Koblitz, Eric Shabetta, Doug Botner, Melanie Wood, Stephanie Willis, Irv Willis, Louis Tenenbaum, Carol Ford, Allie Ford, Zachary Salmon, Patty Basile, Sean and Susan Shea, Corinne Egan, Leslie Harf, Fran Shames, Don Shames, Pastor Frank Quinn, Janice Zellers, Darlene Sharp, Bob Lubin, Mike Finkelstein, John Guthelman, Rachel Gardner, Gwen Smith, Scott Baker, Bernice Fox, Edna Fritz, Diane Parker Berent, and Sharon Kaiser. If you're joining us via live stream and you would like to add a name, please add the name into our chat. And if you are here in person and would like to add a name as I look around, please do so.
Dr. Olivier and Dr. John.
This way.
We join together in not necessarily the exact words on the page, but the version of Misha Berach written by Lisa Levine, which parallels a little, mostly the one in the middle, but is a little bit of a different tune and slightly different words.
Misha Berach Avotenu, Abraham, Yitzchak, veYaakov. Misha Berach Imotenu, Sarah, Rivka, Leah, veRachel. May the one who blessed our mothers, may the one who blessed our fathers, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, and bless us as well. Bless us with the power of your healing. Bless us with the power of your hope. May our hearts be filled with understanding and strengthened by the power of your love. Misha Berach Avotenu, Abraham, Yitzchak, veYaakov. Misha Berach Imotenu, Sarah, Rivka, Leah, veRachel. May the one who blessed our mothers, may the one who blessed our fathers, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, and bless us as well.
Let's turn together to page 278 as we continue to count the Omer, Sfirat HaOmer, the days between Pesach and Shavuot. And so we say together at the top of the page, Hineni mochan umzuman lekayem mitzvat asa shel Sfirat HaOmer. I am ready to fulfill the mitzvah of counting the Omer. And the blessing together, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al Sfirat HaOmer. And this is the 40th day of the Omer. So we say, Hayom arba'im yom shehem chamisha shvuot v'chamisha yamim la'omer. Today is 40 days, which is 5 weeks and 5 days of the Omer. There is a heaviness in the air. There is heaviness in the hearts of the Jewish community. As we reflect on the tragic loss of 2 amazing young Jews, Sarah Milgram and Yaron Lashinsky, fatally shot in Washington, D.C. as they attended an event at the Capitol Jewish Museum. The assailant, clearly motivated by political goals or aims or fervor. We know that he, as he was being arrested, was calling out these free, free Palestine slogans. We know that he has written manifestos and comments online essentially saying that anybody who supports or is Jewish has therefore given up their right to humanity because of what is happening in Gaza right now. Clearly, this is an incident that has had profound effect on so many, because it is such an existential threat of this could be anybody, anywhere. Sarah was 26, came from Kansas, was deeply committed to social justice. She had degrees in environmental studies and international affairs, had volunteered in Israel with an organization called Tech to Peace, an organization actually advocating for peace and dialogue between Palestinians and Israelis. She was working at the Israeli embassy in the public diplomacy department, focusing mostly on community relations. The attack took place at the Capitol Museum. Interesting in many ways because of its historical significance as one of the very first synagogues built in the DC area. A really interesting museum. I had the opportunity to tour, in fact, with our teenagers last year when we went on our DC trip. And it was in this place that Sarah and then Yaron also, who was 30 and born in Jerusalem, raised in Germany, had served in the Israeli military as every young adult does, graduated from Hebrew University of Jerusalem with a degree in international relations and Asian studies. He had been working as a research assistant also at the Israeli embassy, monitoring developments in the Middle East in general. The couple met in 2023 at the embassy following the Hamas-led October 7th attack. They quickly became a couple, and it was next week when Lashinsky had planned to propose to Milgram during an upcoming trip to Israel. As they were attending the event at the museum, the event actually was focused on how multi-faith organizations can work together to bring humanitarian aid to war-torn regions like Gaza. They were ambushed by the perpetrator, we won't even mention his name, shouting his slogans. He claimed to have acted for Palestine and for Gaza. And he expressed this admiration for other suicide attackers that had tried to perpetrate other things in the past. The attack is terrifying because it is so close to our hearts, because it could happen anywhere and to anyone. And it follows only a month or so after the attack on Governor Josh Shapiro's home during the first night of Passover. That assailant, too, admitted to harboring hatred towards the governor. While the full motive is still actually under investigation, it is clear that the timing, being on the eve of Passover and when his whole family was there, was not by accident. This week's Torah portion, Bahar B'chukotai, offers some real insight into justice, into responsibility, and into community. The portion begins with the words Bahar. Well, the section known as Bahar is a double portion, which introduces the laws of Shemitah, the sabbatical year, and the Yovel, the Jubilee year. So sabbatical happens every 7 years, and the Jubilee happens every 50th year. So every 7th year, the land is supposed to lie fallow. The debts are all forgiven. And at the end of the 50th year, all of the land arrangements get redone and the land returns to its original owners. At least in theory. In practice, it's a bit of a legal fiction, but that's okay. The idea being that arrangements and land are not permanent. They're simply things that we do and we arrange, but that in fact the land is given to us as an inheritance to the Jewish people. And even in Israel today, when you buy a home, you don't own the land that home sits on. That land is held by the state of Israel in trust for the Jewish people. You have rights to have your home on that land, but you yourself do not own the actual property. The second part of the portion, Bechukotai, outlines the blessings for obedience and the curses for disobedience. Pay attention, guys, right? It underscores the consequences of turning away from our communal responsibilities and our ethical conducts. The reoccurring theme of sevenfold retribution and the curses highlights the seriousness with which the Torah views these breaches of communal and ethical laws. And the teachings, I think, resonate deeply in light of these recent events. The incredibly tragic deaths of Sarah and Yaron remind us of our collective responsibility to uphold justice, peace, and the sanctity of life. Just as the Torah calls for the restoration of balance and equality through the Shemitah and the Yovel, the idea of making sure the land allows to survive and thrive, we are reminded to strive and try to build a society where respect, understanding, and compassion prevail over hatred and violence. And so we can't help but reflect. Reflect on these events and remember the words that our Talmud teaches, where it says, whoever saves a single life, it is as if they have saved an entire world. Each individual act of kindness, each stand against hatred, contributes really to the preservation of our shared humanity. And so as we struggle with these two young, vibrant, dedicated members of our community taken far, far too soon, we also try to honor their memories by committing to try to build a world where peace prevails over violence, where understanding is able to prevail over ignorance and love over hate. And so, through their tragic deaths, perhaps we can find some modicum, some measure of inspiration to act with courage and compassion and follow the examples set by our leaders and by our tradition and faith. Shabbat Shalom. We turn together to page 282 as we rise for Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon ha'kol, ha'teit gedula le'otzeh b'reishit, shelo asanu kegoyei ha'aratzot, velo asamanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam, va'anachnu korim, ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. Top of 284. שהוא נוטה שמיים ועושה ארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים עמו, ושכינתו זו בגובה מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מלכנו וזולתו, ככתוב בתורתו, ידעת היום בהשבות אל לבביך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים עמו, והארץ מתחת אין עוד. Middle of 287. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
Please be seated. Our thoughts turn now to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those who our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. We are in the period of Shiva for Sarah Milgram and Yaron Lashinsky. And we observe Yahrzeit on this Shabbat for Leah Emmerman, Len Kolos, Lester Strong, Donna A. Zaks, Eliezer Goldsmith, Bessie Jacobs, Max Galinsky, Hyman Kesselman, Bradley Hollabrow, Isidore Levick, Bertha Wertheimer, Patricia Seligson, Rabbi Max Kurik, Cecilia Marie Vidmar, Esther Lucas, Merle Sadi, Cantor Judah Smith, Simon Burstein, and Julia Goldman. If anybody who is joining us via live stream would like to add a name, please add the name into our chat. If anybody here in person would like to add a name, please do so. We rise together as we turn to those life-affirming words of Kaddish, page 294. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, ba'alma divrach v'ritei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uvyomechon uvchayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala v'zman kariv v'imru, amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam ulameh amaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'al v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei d'kudsha b'rechu. Le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Da'amiran v'yoma v'imru. Amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min Shemaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'el kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav. Hu yaseh shalom. Aleinu ve'el kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Please be seated. You're on.
All right, services this week are in memory of Donna A. Zaks. The announcements are in your flyer, so I won't read every single one. The one that's not in your flyer is the Kearsarge Food Bank, who we're supporting, is looking for things like toothbrushes and toothpaste and cleaning products and paper products. So that's what they're trying to collect over the next couple of months. So when you do your weekly shopping, if you throw something extra and bring it on Friday night, they would really like that a lot. No Shabbat morning services tomorrow morning, so don't forget that. And the office is closed on Monday for Memorial Day, and no Book of Ruth Club in May either. Glow Wild, I have a couple of friends who went and said it was wonderful. So if you want to do that, it's next Thursday. Next week, there will be a special Shavuot service and followed by a vegetarian potluck dinner, which last year was really, 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 really good. So even if you think you don't like vegetarian food, I would come and try it anyway. It's really good.
Yes.
Huh?
I like it.
Yes, you will like it. It's very, very good. And don't forget, the 150th reunion is coming up. Hold on, before I get to that, Pride 2025. When's the last day to order the t-shirts?
Today or tomorrow. So this is what the t-shirts look like. It has the word ahava alternating with the word love, because the word ahava means
Love.
And in brilliance, Hebrew has a 4-letter word for love, as does English, so it works out beautifully. So this is the back, and the front has our temple logo on the front. You can either get it in a unisex t-shirt like this, or a V-neck women's shirt. I guess you could, a V-neck shirt, I don't care who wears it, but that's what they call it.
And you will have 3 chances to wear it at temple events, one at the beach, one supporting Pride at the Perry Square, and the third one is the Pride Parade. So 3 events that we're going to help support. And then finally, the 150th anniversary weekend is coming up. Please RSVP. There's no charge for anything, but they'd like to know how many people are coming. It should be a great weekend.
We have to know how much ice cream.
There you go. Shabbat shalom. And there will be things for kids as well. There will be a bouncy house and a slip and slide and face painting, I believe. So get ready for that weekend. Shabbat shalom. And thank you, Rabbi and Jess.
Thank you. So if you want a shirt, all you have to do is go onto our website, and you can, under the events and such, on that section, you can find it there and you can just place your order. One additional piece, our cruise to Panama Canal is quickly, we have about 20-some people going, so that's exciting. And looking forward to continue. If anybody is interested, we have a few more days to sign up at our special price. And so if you're interested, please go ahead, sign up. Love to have as many as would like to go. Lyrica. Lyrica suggested that we do a very special song.
Just named after your child. Well, not named after, but the writer is Yael as well. So this is my first time playing the ukulele in front of anybody other than my telephone. So thanks for sitting through it, and I'll make sure I'm in key first so as not to hurt your ears. Okay, everything's good.
Okay.
All right, so just do your best to follow along.
Words are in the handout.
I'm a new soul locked into this strange world, hoping I could learn a bit about how to give and take. But since I came here, felt the joy and the fear, finding myself making every possible mistake. La da 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 da. Da 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 da. Thank you for dealing with me. See, I'm a young soul in this very strange world, hoping I could learn a bit about how to give it what was true and fake. But when they say try to communicate, finding trust in love is not always easy to make. All right. Then we'll just go back to the verse. I'm a new soul. I came to this strange world hoping I could learn a bit about how to give and take. But since I came here, felt the joy and the fear, finding myself making every possible mistake. Thank you. And I'll approve. It's not so sad, Julie, when you put it to music.
We turn back to page 5 as we join in Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher hishanu mitzvotav ve'arotzav banu. V'shabbat kodsho ve'ahava u'ratzon hinchilanu. Zikaron b'maseh bereshit, ki hu yom techila lemekra kodesh, zecher l'tzias mitzrayim, ki v'nu v'charta v'otanu kidasha. Nikodim v'shabbat kodshecha ve'ahava u'ratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat. Amen.
L'chaim.
Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Shabbat shalom, a happy, healthy, long weekend.